I always tell everybody I speak to that is getting down on themselves or getting kind of dismayed or thinking they're not going to hit a goal. Don't worry about failing. It's a lesson learned. Learn from it and move on. Don't dwell there. If you stay there, you're never going to get forward. You're not move forward in your, in your project, your job, your whatever you're facing. Don't get down on yourself. It's always a way out.
There's always a way out. And when there's a will, there's always a way.
The Intelligence Forge podcast is sponsored by Permasize AI Forge. The Intelligence Forge podcast is sponsored by Permasize AI Forge. At Permasize AI Forge, we know you're ambitious, but are manual tasks like admin, lead generation, nurturing, and onboarding holding you back from truly scaling your business? Imagine saving dozens of hours every week, freeing you to deepen client relationships and execute high-impact strategy. Our clients aren't just imagining it. They're saving countless hours per week and doubling their revenue within months. We custom-build AI automation systems that eliminate the grind. From effortless lead generation and nurturing to seamless onboarding, we give you back the most valuable resource, your time, so you can focus on building those vital human connections and driving strategic growth. Stop letting repetitive tasks limit your potential. It's time to build a business that works for you, not the other way around. Ready to unlock your true scaling power? Visit PermasizeAIForge.com and book your free AI audit call today to discover how you can save time and double your revenue. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Intelligence Forge YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new episode.
From SharePoint Goddess to AI-powered business transformation, scaling tech consultancy in the modern era. Welcome to the Intelligence Forge. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to have Nikki Magee with us. Nikki, thanks so much for taking time to be here today.
No problem, Emmanuel. Nice to be on.
I'd like you to start by introducing yourself to our audience in your own world. Tell us about BlerdTech, your role as the M365 and SharePoint Goddess. I love that title, by the way, and what your company does.
So we mostly work with companies like such as ourselves trying to get started, mostly smaller businesses to mid-sized businesses, and mostly looking at their infrastructure and technology layout and help them get up to speed, explain to them things, and work with their team to get the most out of what they know and then help them get more knowledge if they need it. So we do training, we do implementations, we try to do it all to make sure that they're self-sufficient.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. I saw in your LinkedIn that your company has officially stepped into the world of mobile gaming. That's huge expansion. What's the most exciting things that is happening in your company right now? Maybe recent wins, maybe something that you are proud of, or maybe you just want to share some more light about your expansion to the mobile gaming industry.
So 2 things that we're excited about this year, expanding into Canada. So we're going to have a branch in Canada as well, working with our Canadian clients. I love going up there. I love their technology scene. So it's exciting for me. I don't know if it's exciting for anybody else.
Okay.
And the second thing, yes, is getting the game launched and getting people to invest in the game. It's important because I try to help people in Black and brown communities get into gaming. Gaming needs more of our people in it. So I'm interested in being a part of that as well. So that's what we're looking for this year. It's going to be very interesting and fun, I think.
Fantastic. I think when you get that game running, please let us know, and so that we can also play with the game also.
Okay. It's a game about entrepreneurship, so you might want to play it.
All right, yeah, we're looking forward to that. Yeah, maybe just curious, could you maybe just shed more light? How does the game work? What is it about? I know you say it's about entrepreneur, but maybe just give us some snippet that we could definitely make us look forward to it.
So the founder of the company that we're working with actually created a board game version of this game. And I went to him, I said, do you ever think about digitizing this and making it a mobile game? He says, yes, absolutely. We have to break down each piece of that board game and translate into the digital world. And we're looking forward to also doing some kind of AR, VR kind of thing with it as well. And the best part of the game is that it's based in neighborhoods. So the first one's going to be based in the Baltimore area. And then we can take it to Philly, Chicago, and it's going to be real businesses and the way they look inside and outside in that game. So if you live in a certain area, you're gonna like, I recognize that store, I recognize that bus station, that kind of stuff. We want to make it, collaborative that way. So that's the exciting part of that game.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. Let's rewind a bit. How did you start BlerdTech back in March 2023? What was the catalyst that made you say, well, this is it, I'm launching my own consultancy? And what kind of funding or resources did you have available when you first started?
I worked at corporate for about 6 years. I was working in a corporate role, and it kind of, I hated the politics. I hated dealing with, I wasn't able to do hands-on technology and just focus on that day to day. So once it got too much for me, I said, it's time. I talked to my husband. He said, you know what, you're frustrated every day. Maybe it's time for you to go back and do your own things. I planned for it. I actually planned for it about 3 years before I actually went off on my own. I mean, into it was my boss, the director of the IT department we were working in. He retired. So I kind of had to make a choice. Do I want to stay, fight it out without somebody who's my ally and advocate, or just go off on my own? So I took that chance to just leave. Funding. I'm self-funded. I didn't want to deal with going after anybody who wants to invest and take over. I like to be able to control my own narrative and control my own journey. So it's worked thus far. I mean, we get projects in, you set it aside for capital, and you work that way. And still 3 years later, we're still chugging along and hoping to have bigger things happen this year.
Hey, that's fantastic. So let's fast forward to today. Where are you at?
So I had to do a lot of regrouping. I had to think about it. So when I first started, we had projects come in. I was working with a company in Canada, and we were trying to bring on people that worked in our space. It was just mostly the Microsoft space. I find that people say they don't know how to do things, and they don't actually know how to do them. So I had a lot of learning about how to interview people for roles and ask them the right questions and know whether they're going to actually be able to contribute or not. So that was a learning lesson I learned year 1 and 2. So going into, I think that I'm ready and more prepared for things that come down the path. And I've made so many connections over the last 3 years with people, and I know exactly who to go to find the right people for certain projects. And I think I'm ready to actually take advantage of that and launch better projects, bigger projects.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. I noticed you are quite active on LinkedIn, publishing newsletters, sharing updates about SharePoint, migration, even posting jobs opportunity. Walk me through your current approach to social media, for your company. How are you managing your content creation, your posting schedule, and knowing the right thing to post at the right time?
Well, I really don't have a schedule for my social media. That people always say you have to do like a certain amount every week to stay active, but I only share things that I feel touched me personally, so I can be emotionally involved in the post, and I think it comes across. I'm not sitting here going on AI and creating posts. I'm actually speaking from the heart. And also for my newsletter, I started that to help people try to find roles in tech. I more engaged in that, trying to reach out to my community and go on, all right, who's looking for people? What kind of people are you looking for? And sharing that. And also my mentorship and training people. So I'm big on upskilling people. If you're already in a role and you want to grow in that role, I always leave time over my calendar for people to contact me in the morning to bounce things off of me. I don't care, what I'm doing. I leave that calendar open. What do you have going on? What do you have an issue with? And I try to talk them through it. Because people, always need some ear or somebody else's mindset for them to maybe make a decision. And I'm glad to be that sounding board for anybody.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you. It's good to really share knowledge with other people. I mean, that's how we build a nation. Thank you so much. You're very deep in Microsoft ecosystem, Power Platform, SharePoint, Azure Team. But beyond the obvious obvious ones like ChatGPT, like Claude, like Gemini, like Krog, what specific AI tools are you currently leveraging on to stay competitive in the work that you do today?
So, we use AI tools outside of Microsoft. Microsoft's heavy on trying to get people to use Copilot, right? Now, I do use that within the things I develop, and we try to talk to our clients about that as well. But outside of that, There's a couple tools I use. ChatGPT, of course, yes, sporadically. With Canva, we use Canva a lot to make our training tools. It has AI built into it. So most of the tools that we use to make things more efficient have AI underneath it in some way, shape, or form. There's another one I use to make videos. So I have a lot of e-commerce sites or stores. We always have to do little ads and little blurbs and stuff. So there's an AI tool called Gling that I use. And I love it because it takes my clips and modifies it really fast so I don't have to worry about editing. So I did create a YouTube channel to start talking about the AI tools that we do use in our business. So I've been investigating them and talking about them as well. And, some people have different reactions to AI. They say, it's a drain on the environment and this and that. I don't know too much about that, but I guess it's true. I find that using it to enhance my job and what I do every day, it's been speeding up my processes. So I try to leverage a little bit of them.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Here's the magic one, my favorite question. If you have a magic wand and you could instantly improve something within your company or probably within the company, your client, what will it be and why?
So my answer always is SharePoint permissions. And that's very concise. And that's like something I think that everybody works in the Microsoft space probably would feel the same way, but running joke for years with me. So that's one thing. Magic wand. Fix those permissions. Make it easier for people to use.
Yeah, information is powerful, and the more you know, the better for you that you could utilize. But thank you so much. You're looking after other people, not just yourself, and that's really great. Okay, this one question that I want to ask you: you help other clients to automate workflows with PowerPoint Automate and build apps with Power Apps. How much of your own business processes at BlerdTech are automated versus still doing manual work?
Most of our day-to-day work is not automated. We hands-on, and I still like to write code by hand. I don't like to use automated tools. But what I will say is I will use AI to review what I've already read. And like if I don't see something and I'm running into a brick wall, I'll use it to kind of enhance my code or figure out where I'm wrong. That's about it. I know I've talked to some developers that have actually written, AI scripts and to kind of run things for them overnight, but they still have to go in and manually fix things. I don't want to get into that. So I don't generally do it. Maybe I'll change my mind. I don't know.
But why not? Because you're doing it for other people, then you should be doing it for yourself.
Well, yes and no. I'm just a person that likes to know how it works, how everything works, what goes into it. I don't want to sit there and blindly do anything. I have to have my hands in it. So even if I'm writing a chat GPT script to do something, I already kind of understand what I want to do. And it's just helping what I've already done.
Well, that's okay. Thank you so much for that. Let's talk about the biggest picture, the bigger picture of AI-powered business transformation. With your background in automation through Power Automate and your expertise in the Microsoft stack, what's your take about how AI is fundamentally changing the way consultancy and tech services business operates today?
So I think it's good and bad. For instance, of people think that AI is a quick fix for everything. If they don't know how to design a website, they think AI is going to automatically understand what they want to do and it's going to come out right the first time. You still have to kind of have some knowledge about what you're working with. So you can't just leave it all to AI. But I think AI is good from an aspect of it gets you halfway there. So you got to be able to take it across the finish line.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you so much. You've been in the programming field for over 15 years, working across pharmaceutical, healthcare, market research, insurance, and marketing industry. Can you share a specific example of how you've helped a client transform their operations using automation or AI tool?
I am working with two clients right now that we're actually trying to leverage, one in the Microsoft space, both of them Microsoft space. And the one client is having an issue with organizing their documents. So I always like, what are you trying to do with the documents? Where are your pain points now? They do tedious things like, we have to go in and make a folder and drop this document in. And I looked at what they have for Copilot in Microsoft and said, well, how can we make this easier for you out? You have to really touch it besides once. We set it up and then you run it. So we're using what they call autofill columns, which is what is underneath one of the Copilot AI tools that our clients can use if they already have a Microsoft license. It's not something that you have to pay extra for unless you're using Azure AI.
Right.
But we set it up. What they do is they drop their document in and it actually can pull all the data from that file and categorize it and make the metadata for them so they don't have to sit there and do that and waste hours sitting there, setting aside time to do that. So that's one client. Other client, they want to be able to onboard their external clients to go to one document library and see files and stuff that they need that, for the tools, selling investment tools.
Mhm.
So I said, what are you doing now? They said, okay, I'm going to send an email to this person, get their name, email address, phone number, and input it here, and then send it back to my IT team. And then they have to go create an account for them and set them up. And then we have to go back to, I said, that's too much going back and forth. How about we do this? We have one SharePoint list. You enter those names, email addresses, everything, and then you start the process with that. So as soon as you enter that name in that list, you click a button, it goes to you, it goes to your IT team. They can just check yes, and then it starts that process of creating an account for you. And then give your permissions to that external client. They said, that's great. That's going to save us a lot of time. So you don't have to sit there and send that email back and forth. So those are the type of things that I try to do. Like, how can we speed up your process?
Right. That's very important. You helping them buy back their time, and then they save time, they save money also. That's cool.
And then they have
All right.
ability to pay me for more projects.
That's the most important part. I know. Okay. All right. I'm curious to know what has been the biggest challenge that you've personally faced when you're trying to integrate more AI or advanced automation into either your client's business or somebody's operations. What are some of those challenges, probably pushback or whatever, that you can share with us?
So the one thing I hear all the time is, how secure is this? Is AI going to steal my data and send it off to somebody? So I have to try to explain that, whether it's going to do or not, or can we prevent it by doing something differently? And yeah, that's the top thing I hear. They're afraid of somebody stealing their, either is their personal data, their personal business data, or somebody just running off and bothering their staff or getting their personal information. So that's what I hear. Security.
Well, I think if you're able to explain and overcome that, I think they will be willing and happy to get the work done. Okay, fantastic. I saw you are also hiring developers and designers for your mobile game project. That's pretty significant. Well, we spoke about that earlier. But the question is, talk me through about the talent acquisition challenge. How difficult has it been to find the right people, and what's the biggest roadblock you face in building out those teams?
Very hard from the aspect of, especially if we want to work with somebody that's U.S. based and not overseas. I constantly get resumes for other countries. No offense to other countries, but it's a U.S. based, product, and we want somebody that kind of knows around the world, the cities and stuff of our country, and have their feedback from that aspect. I feel like when you're working on a project, you gotta have a little bit of emotion in it. I want more people to be up to speed on that in the U.S. and even Canada. Just focusing on those technologies. There's a big need for it, but people are not learning it.
Right. But are you getting that right yet?
We have a couple people that are good fit, and we're still looking for other people. So it's still an ongoing thing.
Okay. All right. Walk us through, we're talking about talent acquisition. What about client acquisition? You work with high-end solo professionals, entrepreneurs, mid-sized organizations. What's the biggest challenge right now within your ecosystem in terms of bringing in more clients that you're facing within your organization?
I'm busy, so I can't really complain either way. Just mostly trying to balance all the projects I have and being able to keep my calendar filled, I guess. So I like to do more things in the government space, and that was always a time issue. Like last year, I didn't do that, so I want to focus more on that this year. Being able to go get government clients as well, because there's a lot of need for technology there. It's all just balancing. Balance is always a problem.
Okay. All right. Okay. There's this very important question that I do ask every guest, on the podcast. If you take a 6-month sabbatical tomorrow and you have to be away from your business for 6 months, Have you built your system in a way whereby your business could run without you, or you think it will not run?
I don't think it will run because I'm always expected to be a part of a project. I feel like personally, everything that I land, it expects me to be involved. So I can't just run off for 6 months. I still have my laptop with wherever I go. I can't take off 6 months. I never can do that. Not a thing. I don't have anybody as a backup that can take over for me either.
Maybe walk us through what your organization entails in terms of your structure. Definitely, you're not working alone. You have some people because, it's not possible that you do all this work that you talk about alone. But maybe walk us through what your structure looks like. And in the next 12 months, what are your expectations in terms of where do you want to see your organization?
So right now I do work on the technical projects myself, and I have a few consultants working on assigned projects. But I also have my core team. My core team is my operation, my executive assistant, and my project coordinator. So those two ladies always are involved in everything I do, so they know what's going on, and they understand how I work, because I can be a little haphazard and forgetful about certain things. I'm always thinking about the next thing to work on. That's my core. And it took me a long time to find two people like that. So that was the first thing that I had to do when I started my business, was find two responsible people, or at least one that can help me with the tasks that I didn't have time for, and be responsible for that. And then also for my core technologies, key people in those areas that know what they're doing, and also know other people that they can bring on to help with projects as well. So it took me some time to build that kind of community.
Fantastic. Where do you see your company in the next 12 months?
Like I said, working on that mobile game and getting in the government space, GovCon in Canada and US, and also just, expanding the projects that I am currently got in the pipeline. So it's already coming off to, a start where I'm already buried in work. So I don't think it's only going to get better from here.
Sure, it has to get better. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's go now to something different. Looking at your current service model, you offer everything from e-commerce to web development to cybersecurity to the Microsoft stack, plus now gaming development. That's a wide range. As you scale, are you finding that this breadth is a strength that attracts diverse clients, or is it creating complexity in how you position your company and potentially diluting your message? What's your thinking on specializing versus diversification?
I like to say that we are a place that you can come to for any technology you're looking for. From that aspect, like I said, I always have somebody I know or I've worked with that can do a project. So even if I'm not working on somebody that I know that I trust as a contractor or consultant is able to come on board and take over that project, and I trust them. I have long-term relationships with a lot of people in the technology space. So we've been able to go, if anybody comes to me for any problem, I can go, yes, I know, John can do that. John's going to take care of you. And if John's not taking care of you, come back to Nikki and I'll make sure it gets done. So that's how we work.
All right. Thank you so much. You solving a lot of problems for a lot of organizations that you're working with, a lot of people that you speak with. The one question that I believe our audience will be interested in is to ask, what keeps you up at night? What's that one big problem or small problem, whatever, that you think you have within your own organization that you think, well, if I could be able to solve this today, I think I will start moving from this level to this level. Is there anything you want to share with us?
Yes. From the e-commerce side of my business, inventory, always a problem. I have to consistently try to keep up to date with getting that organized and keeping it organized and know when I have my hands. So if anybody can solve that problem for me, I would be happy. I don't have to think about it.
All right. Well, I think it's all about getting the right people, and you will definitely be sorted on that. But thank you so much for sharing. I think it's very important that our audience also know that when a particular guest is helping other people solve a problem, that does not make them immune for them to also have their own challenges that they're also looking for solution to. Either they've got something that a way to solve it, either they're still looking for it. The bottom line is that no matter how, there's always a solution out there waiting for them at one stage or the other. But thank you so much for sharing. If you're sitting in front of anyone in the same field with you, probably in technology, or some other listener probably that are also listening, what's one piece of advice will you be able to give anyone at this stage?
I always tell everybody that I speak to that is getting down on themselves or getting kind of dismayed or thinking they're not going to hit a goal. Don't worry about failing. It's a lesson learned. Learn from it and move on. Don't dwell there.
Right.
If you stay there, you're never going to get forward. You're not move forward in your, in your project, your job, your whatever you're facing. Don't get down on yourself. It's always a way out.
There's always a way out. And when there's a will, there's always a way. That's what they say. But thank you for that advice. Okay. If any of our listener or anyone wants to get in touch with you, probably they want, to work with you, they have some project they want to run by you, they want to give you some work to do. How can they find you?
So I'm on LinkedIn, Nikki Magee. I'm in New Hampshire. You can find me easily. Also, we're on IG, Blerd Technology, on Facebook as well, Blerd Technology. I don't think we're on TikTok yet, but those 3 places you can always find me. So easy to find. I'm always online too.
All right, fantastic. I believe they will find you. But I have to thank you, because you have shared very big insight, into your journey. And I believe our audience, our listeners, they will benefit a lot from what you've shared with us today. And I just want to ask you if you have any last word that you want to share with us before we wrap up.
Just anybody out there, if we're working in your journey and you're in technology or not, just, we always have something to bring to the table. There's always somebody smarter than us, and that's fine. But make sure you work together as a community, make yourself stronger as a team. I work with anybody. I don't care what walk of life they come from. So that's always made me better as a person, because I always meet people along the way that have helped me, and I've helped them, and I keep giving back. I love that.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through. We really appreciate you, and we want to wish you well in your future endeavor, and let's stay connected.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
You didn't quit your day job to become a full-time admin assistant. The Intelligence Forge podcast is sponsored by Permasize AI Forge. At Permasize AI Forge, we know you didn't start your business to spend 60 hours a week on paperwork, chasing leads, and managing endless admin tasks. You started it to build something meaningful and serve your clients. But right now, you're trapped in the day-to-day grind instead of growing your business. What if I told you our clients are reclaiming 15, 20 hours per week, increasing their revenue by 30 to 50% within 6, 12 months, and finally getting their lives back? We don't just automate random tasks. We build custom AI systems that eliminate the bottlenecks choking your growth, from leads generation to lead, nurturing and management to project management to client follow-ups. Stop paying for an expensive, frustrating manual system. It's time to upgrade to strategic automation. Visit PermasizeAIForge.com and book your free business transformation strategy call today. Discover exactly how much time and money you're losing to manual processes and how to get both back. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Intelligence Forge, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode packed with game-changing insights. Your future automated business is waiting.